So humanity dies yet again. Let's talk about it. Okay, so Doctor Stone. I really like the series, if you guys can tell. It's one of my favorite series. I've made a few videos on this. I talked about last week's episode when they got turned back into stone, and I think this was another great episode. It pretty much shows the downfall of humanity yet again, but this time, instead of being caught up in surprise, it was pretty much pre-planned by Senku and his team, saying, okay, if you guys are gonna defeat us, then we're taking all of humanity with us, because it seems humanity needs another restart. Because after everything we've seen, after everything we've encountered, yeah, humanity definitely needs another restart. And if we can't win, you can't win. Because if we let you guys win, you're going to turn humanity into an authoritarian dictatorship. And Senku doesn't want that. I really like in the final moments of Stanley that he acknowledges Senku and his team, saying, damn, these guys are pretty smart. Yeah, in the end, even if they win, they're gonna go on, humanity's gonna go on without me, because Zeno's ultimately gonna join them in their thirst for knowledge and conquest for science. Because yeah, these kids are good, these kids have compassion, these kids have morality, and that's why they're always gonna win. So he commends them on that before he turns to stone. And peace, same with Zeno. Zeno realizes this is pretty beautiful, that yeah, humanity might need another restart, a third time's a charm, I guess. So he ultimately says, it's alright, I'm fine with this ending. It's very good, it's very elegant. And Senku, like, the minute the episode opens up, he gets shot. I'm just like, damn, he gets shot again and he lives. Damn, everyone's out for Senku. This is like the second time he gets shot, but this time he finds a way to survive, because the petrification beam is ultimately going to cure him and anyone who's died of their wounds. So it's pretty cool. And Senku acknowledging Suika as the final hope for humanity, saying, hey, we're not going to make it, but you are definitely the future of humanity. So whatever I've taught you, you want to make yourself useful, please do it right now. Get under that skylight and survive, because it doesn't matter how many years it takes, humanity is always gonna find a way to return. And I really like this. I really like how poetic it seemed for Senku to pass on his legacy, his knowledge to Suika. It's really tragic putting the weight of the world behind this little girl who doesn't really know anything, who can't even see anything. Just him putting her trust in her. I think that was really beautiful. I think that was really poetic. And then we get a cool montage of humanity being frozen back to stone, and how the animals on the Japanese island are pretty much like taking care of the villagers and whatnot. And we see everyone's reaction to getting turned back into stone. I think it's very nice, the montage at the end, where nature is retaking its course, where nature is pretty much taking over these things humanity has built again, is really, really poetic. And when Suika wakes up to find out that everyone's turned to stone and that she's the only one left, she's the only one capable of doing this, I think it was pretty heartbreaking. I remember reading this back when the chapter dropped, and it was like, damn, the weight of the world is dropped onto this little girl. Like, that's really insane. I don't know how, like, she's what, 7? I don't know how a 7-year-old can handle this type of responsibility. But she realizes Senku, at the end of the day, he was alone. He started everything from scratch. So if he can do it, he can do it. She can do it. I think one of the most heartbreaking parts of this episode was pretty much her screaming to the air, Senku, please wake up. Kawaku, give me a hug. Francis, give me some food, because the way things are going, I'm not gonna make it. I'm just a little girl. I don't know what I'm doing. That moment just it was very terrifying. It was very emotional. I just really liked the episode seeing humanity die yet again, but ultimately being reborn through Suika, through a child, through purity. I think that's very nice. I think it's very optimistic. I think it's a very optimistic way of looking at the world. How if teenagers couldn't do it, then maybe it's a child has a chance to rebuild all of humanity, to restart all of us. I think it's very nice. I think it's very poetic that the child is the one who's meant to save all of humanity, restart it, find a way to turn Senku back to life along with the rest of the squad. I think that was very well done, and I cannot wait for the rest of Suika's arc, for her to like go through everything, for her to, well, I don't want to spoil what happens, but if you know, you know. But overall, this is pretty much the day humanity died, and Yeah, it died with a bang, but at the same time, it restarted. So humanity may have ended now, but third time's a charm, you know? Anyways, what did you guys think of this week's episode of Dr. Stone? I really liked it. Doesn't top last week's, but it was still very, very good.